Jimutvahan and his son. As King Vikramaditya was carrying Betal, he started telling another story. Many years ago in Himachal Pradesh ruled a king named Jimutvahan. He was a very good king and was famous all over. He was very proficient and had a religious bent of mind. The king loved his people and took great care of his subjects. They too in turn loved him. The king had a son named Agnivahan. He was unlike his father. He was of wicked nature. He had all kinds of vices. The people also did not like him. King Jimutvahan was often worried about him. One day, as the king was holding his court, Agnivahan came charging and disturbed the meeting. He said to his father, "I want to sit on the throne, so you had better step down from it." The king was absolutely shocked to hear this, and so were the others gathered in the court. The old woman. He also threatened his father. He said, "If you do not step down, you will face dire consequences." Now Jimutvahan was a peace-loving man. He also loved his son, so he quietly stepped down from the throne. After that, he renounced the world and went to the forest to meditate for the rest of his life. Agnivahan, on the other hand, started troubling his subjects. As soon as he became the king, people became very unhappy. Meanwhile, as Jimutvahan was meditating in the forest, he heard an old woman crying. He got up and asked the woman why she was crying. The old woman replied, "I have only one son. A demon has threatened that he will eat my son tonight." The king felt bad about this. He thought for a while and then said to the old woman, "Do not cry. I shall sacrifice myself." The demon. The king continued, "Tonight I shall pretend to be your son and offer myself to the demon to satisfy his hunger." But the old woman was hesitant about this. But the king did not change his mind, so the woman had to agree finally. When the son of the old woman came to know of this plan, he did not like it. He told the king to change his mind, but the king was adamant. He refused to listen to him. Finally, the old woman told her son not to persuade the king as he had made his decision. So as for the plan, when the demon came to eat the son, the king offered himself. The demon ate the king right away. Thus, the old woman's son was saved. Here Betal asked King Vikramaditya, "What do you think of the king's sacrifice? What is the value of such a sacrifice?" The sacrifice. King Vikramaditya kept silent for a while and then said, "Betal, I find no sacrifice here." "Why do you say that?" asked Betal. King Vikramaditya replied, "His sacrifice was not selfless. King Jimutvahan's sacrifice was motivated by his wish to achieve moksha and earn virtues. Instead of yielding himself to the will of his unworthy son, he should have ended his life. Giving the reign of his kingdom in the cruel hands of his son, he had thrown his innocent subjects to innumerable hardships and tyranny. Can Jimutvahan be forgiven for his thoughtless act?" Betal thought over his story for a while and then said, "I think you are right in your judgment. But since you have spoken again, I must fly off your shoulder." Saying so, Betal left the shoulder of King Vikramaditya and flew off straight to his peepal tree. King Vikramaditya drew his sword again in great anger and chased Betal to retrieve him.
Thanks for watching. Do like, share, subscribe to Sahil Book House.